Hello friends, welcome back. We're all set here. Got a cup of tea. I've had a Tunnocks caramel bar. Just to keep the blood sugar up, I guess. And I need to make sure the camera's turned back on. Usually turn it off between streams, so one sec. There we go. Alright, we're back here. Back in the ring. For hashtag Arbalest's victory lap, hopefully. We'll see. But, yeah, I've been doing a little bit of catching up on stuff between streams here. I've done a little bit of leveling. I don't think I've done too much other exploration. Just been, like, making sure we had enough resources here for the bolts and everything like that. There is one thing I would like to go and do, because the Crimson Burst Crystal tier I'm not certain is going to work out for us. I'm going to go back to Mount Gelmir and go and fight the Ulcerated tree spirit that is down here. Because if we can do that, then we'll get the other mixed physic tier that gives you a little access to higher defense. I'm now at the level of stamina where I can have the full bull goat set without needing any additional like talismans or whatever to increase my equip load and still be medium load. So if we want to, we can fully armor up like this. And that means my defense is going to be pretty high anyway. But I think we'll quickly switch to some flame bolts or some explosive bolts. I think flame is going to be slightly better for this. And then we're going to get the lead and hard tier, I think is what it's called. And then we're going to go fight Maliketh. Maliketh is going to be a tricky one. We've got the Mimic tier, so obviously we can cheese with summons a little bit. I plan to for the final couple of fights anyway, because there's no way we're going to fight Radagon successfully if we don't cheese even a little bit. There's a golden seed up here, which we might go and grab, just because there's always the opportunity to get one more flask if we need it. But we've got, what is it, 11, 12? Yeah, 12 right now. Plus the Wondrous Physic. I think we'll be okay. Everything's upgraded to plus 12 anyway. Going down here means we also complete the section of the map that I haven't fully finished out yet, so there we go. And then I'll rest here just so we don't have the Finger Creeper following us down the hill. Thank you, iframes. Yeah, with flame bolts, I think this should work pretty well because the tree spirits don't like fire, so as long as we can avoid its attacks and everything, we should be fine. Also would prefer not to tangle with the worm face. So we'll jump over the back here, and I don't think it aggroes on if you don't see it, so that's okay. And here's the Ulcerated tree spirit. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Sure is producing a lot of fire for something that's weak to fire, huh? The other fun thing you can do in this fight is try and get it stuck on one of the campfires that are around here, because then it will just sit there and take fire damage the entire time. But we should also get enough runes from this fight, provided we are successful, that we can buy all of the flame bolts that we've used up here back again from the merchant in Caelid. Ouch. Okay, that one got me. But it's really not doing a whole lot of damage, considering that was a full-on grab that I couldn't avoid. The only minor problem with this fight is that we don't get an opportunity to stagger, but then if we did stagger, like, what am I going to do then? Because I don't have any melee weapons to attack with. If only the final bosses of the game were this okay with you just attacking them over and over. Bear in mind that I also haven't, like, buffed at all for this. So I could be doing a bit more damage if I'd gone in with Flame Grant Me Strength or Golden Vow or anything active. Haven't even used my Jellyfish Shield. But I think that's a clean enough fight. Yes, we already did a Minecraft stream. I started way early today, so sorry if it's thrown off a few people's schedule for today. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, today's final fancy Minecraft stream was all just, like, building, which I was not expecting to do, but I was actually pretty happy with how it turned out. Yeah, the weather for the last couple of days has been kind of grey and rainy here, and I like to finish when the sun is still up, and it's obviously getting later in the year now, so it's kind of nice to be done a little bit earlier so that I can still have some light in the sky, just in case I need to go and run a quick errand before I make dinner or anything. Right. Anyway, now that that is taken care of, we need to go back to beside the Great Bridge. We do need to fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel before we get into the Maliketh Arena. Yeah, we had a bit of a thunderstorm last night. We had a few rumbles off in the distance. Nothing too major. So we've got Spear Talisman, Arrow Sting, Soaring Sting, and Ritual Sword. Ritual Sword is obviously going to buff us when we are at higher HP, which we should be, I guess, a reasonable portion of the time as long as we don't get hit too much, because the full Bull Goat set is pretty hench. So, yeah, we got the Mimic Tier on standby as well. I still have Radagon's Great Rune active. I'm going to add the Leaden Hard Tier to our Mixed Physics, so that becomes an extra layer of defense that we get. I think I might drink that right before the second phase transition for Maliketh, but first, of course, we have to get through Draconic Tree Sentinels. So I guess both of these two should be somewhat vulnerable to bleed, so the Bird Bolts might help us a little bit here. I'm going to use my buffs before we get into this fight, so I need to remind myself of the seal that we're using and everything. Here we go. Golden Vow. Flame Grant Me Strength. Drink Flask. Switch to Jellyfish Shield. Contagious Fury. Make sure health flasks are on deck. Fire a bolt, and we're off to the races. Okay. Try and keep the health at max if we can. This guy really doesn't help you do that very often. He's probably worn down his bleed meter a little bit doing that as well, so let's try and get that back up. There it is. Okay, cool. We got that, though. That's not too bad. Okay, real stutter there. Oh, okay, I was reloading. Never mind. Okie doke. We do this dance again. Ouch. Oh, ow, okay, that was weird. I thought I rolled in time for that one, but I guess not. Really waiting on this next bleed, huh? There we go. He made me work for it, but it's done. I think the malformed dragon stuff is still pretty defensive, but I don't know if it's going to help much against Maliketh, so I think we'll go and buy some bird bolts, and then we'll make our way into the arena. Yeah, got ping-ponged slightly there. Such a pro at that fight. I mean, it's one of the more... Like, the Tree Sentinels and the Crucible Knights are the more, like, repetitive fights in terms of their movement patterns. They're way more predictable, I think is the best way of putting it, right? Like, they're very specific about when they do certain attacks and, like, easy to bait. Unlike Maliketh, where the fight feels really organic and it's quite hard to read what he's doing, because I've only done this fight, like, I guess a handful of times. So, yeah, we'll get Golden Vow, Flame Grant me Strength. I guess I'll Flask up then, and then we'll pop on through Contagious Fury while we're here. I'm going to summon the Mimic Tear right away, because I honestly don't think I'll have much of a chance of doing this fight well without another distraction on the field. Oh, yep, okay, yep. That's not ideal. Got to make sure that we fire the bolts when he's static, which is difficult, but not impossible. He just moves around a lot. Somehow that one hit. Good to see the Mimic Tears using the Bleed Bolts as well. That hopefully gives us a chance here. Nice. That's good damage. It's basically our last chance, really, to use Bleed Bolts before... I mean, I guess Hoarah Loux, but... Nice, okay, we got the Maliketh cutscene. Might as well watch this. Feel like we don't watch this one too often. I usually skip it.
Oh, death. Become my blade once more.
First message after 4 years of following. That's some long lurking. Thank you so much, Sam the Moon Man. Welcome in. Yes, Karen, hence the dark fantasy, gothic horror kind of vibes, right? What's up, Kelsey? Welcome in. We're on phase 2 of Maliketh, or Garank, Beast Clergyman, whatever this guy ends up being called. He played the knife game wrong. He did. He just stuck it straight into his hand. He skipped to the end. Okay, let's get the camera back. I think in this phase we're probably not going to get bleed, because I think the armor gives him like a slightly higher resistance. So I think we're going to have to focus more on just avoiding his attacks and doing chip damage. But I'll try my best, and as I mentioned earlier, we do have the mixed physics, so I can at least nix a little bit of damage and then get behind him when I can, like that. That's probably the first time on these streams that I've ever survived that attack when he's done it to me. So that's at least a good start. So the Mimic Tier is now dead, which makes this part of the fight slightly harder. Yep. Yeah, I really need to be on my game here if we're gonna come out of this. Okay. Stick to his legs where we can. I have no healing flasks left, I just realized. That's a concern. Yep. That's probably me dead then, huh? Yeah. Okay, we got pretty far though. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think, honestly, if we focus up there, we can make it. I don't really have any better bolts to use because he's vulnerable to poison and scarlet rot, but I don't have either of those available to me. We might be able to do like lightning damage and stuff, but it's not really going to help that much. Yeah, a solid first attempt. Yeah, I don't mind that. We've got 500 and 100 on deck, so yeah, like I think we're good as far as Maliketh is concerned. I don't think we should have too much trouble with this. I'm going to pop another Rune Arc now, just because we might as well have the advantages it can give us. I think the main problem is now he doesn't really give us a chance to buff at the beginning of the fight, so let's give this a try. Yeah, let's summon Mimic Tier while we can. Okay, not bad. Oh, yeah, okay. I think we're both firing past him whenever he does one of those, like, bigger flips. Let's re-up Contagious Fury, even though I think it was still active. Little extra damage doesn't go amiss. Man, he's so maneuverable when it comes to this stuff that so often the bolts are just going to completely miss him. Should get a bleed somewhere around there. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Run in. Avoid the sweep. Grab the runes, because there's still a decent amount there. Yeah, there's absolutely no chance I was hitting him in midair like that, but figured I might as well. Okay. Alright, he hit me with it that time, but... heal quickly. Nice. The health debuff is so annoying in this fight. Because it's also hurting the Mimic tier too. The Mimic tier just doesn't have a way of healing. Okay. Needed to have a bolt ready for that, and it was difficult to find a good place to reload. Okay, now we're down to one heal again. Ouch. Yeah. Like, I got out of sync with, like, whether I had a bolt loaded or not. Trying to get the Blasphemous Claw would be harder than Maliketh. Yeah, probably, because I'd have to fight Banal. And fighting Banal with just a crossbow feels a little ridiculous to me. Yeah, this is going really well compared to previous runs with, like, bow-based weapons, so I think it's just the armor set is really solid and is helping me tank through a lot of this stuff. We've got 60 vigor as well, so we are about as healthy as we're going to get, give or take, throwing a talisman or two on here. We could always swap Ritual Sword for something that would give me more health, like a, an Amber Talisman or something. I'm actually not going to drink the full blue flask here. We're going to get this on the go. We're going to summon the Mimic tier, take the hit, get off the bridge, actually try and lock onto him for once. And then completely whiff the first shot. Watch as he knocks Mimic Tear off the bridge right now. Dogman Jack, welcome in. Thank you for the 39. Oh, 3-fer. Then he saw that didn't work and he tried something else. Get a Mimic Tear. Go in for the bleed. Nice, nice, okay. Let's go. Okay, that immediately broke my shield, but... Okay, he went for the Mimic Tear for that one, so... And that time he went in a completely different direction because we were both attacking him, which is fine. That time I knew when to dodge, so... That time I just didn't. Need to follow the Mimic Tear's example here and make sure we load up Contagious Fury. And the problem is, when he's attacking the Mimic Tear, it's so hard to get like the right angle to shoot him from. So what I'm saying is it's a good thing the Mimic Tear is about to die. But he's still going to deal a little bit more damage before he does, so let's... make sure we can make it count. Okay, okay. Yeah, that killed me because of damage over time. I think we're getting better, though. Yeah, it is a shame we can't shove him off the edge, but he's used to having this arena as home, so... How are we doing for bolts? Okay, yeah, we're using about 50 to 70 per fight, so we might need to go and top up on bleeds if we don't get this done in the next couple of attempts. But then we'll get plenty of runes to go and top up later anyway, so... Nice try, thank you. Good run for bow only. Well, bow only and Mimic Tear. It's a little different, but yeah, the fact that this weapon doesn't scale with any of your stats is a little rough. Okay, right, so let's get our buff routine on the go quickly. It's part of the game, you're all for it? Oh yeah, yeah, like I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing that we're using the Mimic Tear, it's just the way we gotta play it. I don't want to claim this as like bow only if we are still using other tools in a way. I don't want to leave the Mimic Tear high and dry here, but I want to get a decent advantage on Maliketh. I think I spent so much time setting up that my Golden Vow is basically about to run out anyway, but... Ouch, okay. Hey man, come back here. It's so annoying when he moves and you can't lock onto him. But if we both shoot from the same side, then it's a little easier for me to guarantee that a hit is going to connect. Ouch. Kind of negated the whole point of healing there, but I'd be worse off if I didn't, so I guess it's worth it. Gonna drink this now so I don't have to worry about taking it right at the start of phase 2. Okay, gonna get behind this pillar so I can heal. Ideally, I need to get to where the Mimic Tear is, but, like, maybe a little bit behind if we can. Because that way, Maliketh goes for Mimic Tear first. What the heck just hit me? Hello? That was weird. But if we're shooting from the same direction, then we can at least target him a little easier. Alright, that's Mimic Tear down. Still firing bleed bolts in the hope that he's going to bleed. Let's drink quickly. There we go. We both did our acrobatics there to avoid that. Alright, one more drink. Getting there. The area of effect is different when he does the attack that way. And I'm just managing to avoid the damage over time effect, and then it gets me. So Gerald, thank you for gifting a sub to Hakon. Thanks again, Hakon, for the raid. Yeah, I think we're doing alright. I think we're doing alright. We've got a decent amount of bolts left. Reflexes suck for this kind of gameplay. My brain is like buttons. Yeah, I know. It's something that you learn. It's something that you pick up. It's not easy to begin with by any stretch, but then again, if you find it difficult, then you find a playstyle that works for you in terms of weapon loadout and stuff. Like, there are definitely some things that trivialize fights like this. Yeah, you definitely get it eventually, yeah. He's in his, like, runner's starting pose. Wasn't sure which of us he was aiming for there, but it was me. It was me. I double tapped the button that time. Okie doke. The heck, why is Mimic's here over here now? What happened? Didn't see him move. Okay, we got a bleed coming up here in a second. That'll be our transition to second phase. There we go. Nice. Get him mimicked here, get him. Okay, it's jittering a lot right there. Oh, the bleed though! That's the best we've done. Shoot him in the butt. This is it, folks. That's a fight. Yes. Yeah. Maliketh down, baby. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Bodes well for the next set of fights. We shot him in the butt. Let's go. 40 minutes in, not bad, not bad. Gideon's going to be a nightmare, but again, I've got Mimicked here, so we'll see what we can manage, eh? Alright, we'll skip the rest of that. But I love that image. Time for Capital of Ash. In fact, I like this enough that we'll get a nice shot of hashtag Arbalest looking up at the capital. Thank you, Sergi Gerald. Appreciate it. That capital sure does look ashen. Yep. It's a little different to the last time we were here. Alright. Ashen Capital. I think we'll need to go and get the bleed bolts topped up because the Hoarah Loux fight is going to be difficult without them. We can at least put one set of levels into some sort of attribute. I think maybe strength to get us some more physical defense. Because endurance we don't really need anymore. Like, it gets us more stamina, big whoop. Like, I've got enough faith to cast Golden Vow. Increasing your faith doesn't increase the amount that the buff, like, gives you. Dexterity doesn't help because it's only really applicable to casting time in terms of, like, attack. Or, obviously, like, dexterity weapons. Like, strength isn't affecting our weapon ability that much, but, like, 6 extra HP versus, like, an entire point of physical defense, I think is probably going to be worth it. And we might even be able to... Yeah, we've got a couple of remembrances that we can crush here. We can probably do one more. Yeah, so that's enough. And then we can save the rest for some extra... Maybe mind, just so we can get another jellyfish shield, Ash of War in. Yeah, we'll save the rest of these remembrances for if we need some budget for bolts, because we probably will. But let's see how much we need. We've got a handful of bolts to buy there, and then we can buy another 300 bird bolts. So let's quickly return to Mohgwyn Palace. And then a quick run through here. Ignore Vare. If you die, do you get your spent ammo back? Nope. You do not. So you have to spend it wisely. That's the problem with all consumable stuff in this game, is that if you die, you just don't get it back. So we're going to log out, just so this Sanguine Noble doesn't mess with me too much. But yeah, the thing is, it's easy enough to farm runes, or acquire enough runes to go and buy some more ammo, but that's the reason I'm not using the type of ammo that you have to craft, because that is way more of a headache to go and get more of, you know? I love the fact that we startle this guy every time by logging in. That's really funny to me. Okay, so we'll need... I guess I could just sell them to him, right? We'll probably need to sell at least that many to buy... Yeah, 37 at a time. Okay, cool. So probably Fire Giant's Remembrance will get us the budget we need. Not even. Not even. Wow. Maybe I shouldn't have put that last point into mind then. Okay, that's getting us closer to the total we need. And then we've got enough regular bolts that we should be fine in the meantime. But yeah, Gideon and then Hoarah Loux is going to take a fair bit of doing. Where is Capital of Ash? There we go. What's the weapon after this one? After this one is the Astrologer's Staff. So as of Tuesday, we'll be starting a seamless co-op run with Zloy XP, who I do the Hermitcraft recap with. And the goal of Astrologer's Staff, aside from beating the game, is going to be to have Zloy's first time play the DLC, and then obtain all the sorceries in the game. So all of the glintstone sorceries that you can cast using a staff, as opposed to incantations, which work a little differently. But yeah, that's going to be the co-op run, and then the run after that, if Ollie has some availability, me and Ollie the Orion Sound are going to do a randomizer run. And if I acquire the Axe of Godfrey at any point during the randomizer, then it counts. Because when you randomize all of the positions of the weapons and stuff, you could get that really early game and just not be able to use it until you had the stats. Or you could, you know, never find it at all because of the sheer amount of places you have to go in order to acquire everything in the game. So instead, I'm going to just treat it as a randomizer, and if we get the weapon, then we get the weapon. I think maybe explosive bolts might work well here, just to, like, distract him. Or maybe lightning, I don't know. Explosive bolts would knock him down? Okay, cool, that's good to know. I'm still going to summon the Mimic Tear because screw this guy.
I knew you'd come. To become Elden Lord. It's a sad state of affairs. I commend your son to Lass. None shall take the throne. Queen Marika has high hopes for us. That we continue to struggle. Unto eternity.
Looks like he's just powering through it. So, this should be interesting. But then with the Mimic Tear being able to shoot at him from range as well, then we'll see how we do, yeah? So annoying that he gets a full heal, basically. Then obviously we get plenty of full heals throughout this fight, so maybe I shouldn't complain. Could also land a couple of bleed bolts that'd help, but man, what was hitting me right there? Like, I don't know what I just took damage from, but it was something. Okay, okay. Looking good, looking good. Land another hit. Here, kick him. We got him. Come on. Wait for him to cast something. Dang it, not that. Ah!
You fought well.
I hate that attack because it's so difficult to dodge. I guess you got to roll towards him, but like, so annoying, man. We did pretty well. We did pretty well. I think hitting with bleed is better than explosions. It's just that he rolls so much. We've also got the mixed physic that I didn't end up drinking, so... This time we'll do our buffs outside the arena because he's going to attack immediately when we enter. This is the last NPC fight in the game. It's so difficult to catch him when he's not rolling. Okay, he got the bleed that time. Now he heals. Yeah, it's easy to get him when he's down the steps because Comet Azure always hits the stairs instead of hitting you. Okay, managed to interrupt that time. Is he out of FP? What happened just then? He looked at his staff like he couldn't cast anymore. What happened there? Okay, now this gets annoying because I don't have the Mimic Tear as a distraction anymore. Yeah. I tried to counter that, but... Yeah, let's give that one more try. One more go. I don't see a whole lot we could be doing differently aside from getting status arrows, so... This is just a difficult fight because of how much he dodges. Honestly, I think Godfrey is going to be even easier than Gideon because he just tanks the whole time. He doesn't dodge. I just took a bullet for Mimic Tear. He didn't know where to aim then either. All 79 of my runes. Nice. This is the ideal setup, I think, because we're either side of him in between. Me and Mimic here, we might be able to hit. Oh dang it, I have my Cerulean Flask equipped, no wonder. Problem is the arrows don't interrupt him. Unless they cause bleed. Or, sometimes when he's casting Comet Azure, it does interrupt, but it's... Yeah, when he gets into this, like, later stage of the fight, I think he's easier to interrupt than right at the beginning. There we go. The fact that he can dodge ever so slightly when he's doing that is really annoying.
You fought well until now.
Whew, okay. Hey, Queen Kiwi, welcome in. Thank you for the 50 months. Absolutely absurd amount of time. And Sir G. Gerald, thank you also for the tier 1 sub. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. Again, I might as well use the Rune Arcs now, because we're on the final boss rush. It's going to be difficult if we don't. Get him with the bleed. Nice. Nice. Yeah, there's a point in casting Comet Azure where he stops moving. If I hold my arrow until then, I can usually hit him with it. Like that. Yes, good. Okay, we found an opening. Like right there. He tried to heal and couldn't. You love to see that. Didn't have one in the chamber. Get him mimicked here. Like right there. Yes. Okay, nice. Good. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Ah, we found the opening. We did it. I also realized I've been doing that without the helmet this entire time, which is purely for vanity because it would have given me a lot more defense if I'd had it. But hey, that's all taken care of. Gideon who? And now we need to go and top up on bolts because that took a fair bit of bleed, and yeah, I think we should probably go back to Mogwin Palace again now that we've got the budget. Quickly top up. I don't think we need to go and get explosive bolts from Gelmir because I don't know if Hoarah is really going to take explosive bolts lying down. I'm the all-knowing now. I know all. It was me. Okay, well that was not too bad. I think Gideon ended up taking more tries than Maliketh, or about the same, maybe. So yeah, not terrible, not terrible. We do also have Mimicked here for Godfrey and Hoarah Loux. I'm wondering if we can get Godfrey to phase 2 by ourselves and then summon Mimic Tier after that, but summoning during Hoarah Loux he rarely gives you an opening for, so that's kind of the difficult part, right? Okay, that's an investment. Let's go back to Kale to get regular bolts. Yeah, so just finding that opening in the Comet Azure cast was pretty clutch.
Goodbye.
Alright. So now we have about 40,000 runes off another level. So I might quickly go and kill a couple of birds just so that we have no runes going into the Godfrey Horror Loux fight. We'll switch back to regular bolts for this. I don't think Godfrey has any, like, status vulnerability or, like, elemental vulnerabilities we can really exploit, so won't really be able to do much except just pass the fight kind of clean, do some bleed. But then Radagon and Elden Beast are both immune to bleed, so that's once again going to be about doing chip damage, knowing the patterns. And also, I guess, making sure that we don't end up running out of bolts in the case of Elden Beast. Could be a little tricky. So once again, I think Strength isn't giving us any physical improvements at this point. Vigor only gives us an additional 6 health. I think Mind is probably the play. Like, I'm not really running out of stamina at any point. I think having more Mind so that we can re-up Contagious Fury is just the only thing that's really going to benefit from this whole setup. So I guess back to Erdtree Sanctuary we go. And head in to fight Horror Loux. Unfortunately, I ended up burning the Erdtree before completing Nefeli Lou's quest. Oh! Oh my goodness, I just realized one of the things I meant to do at the start of this was upgrade the Arbalest. I just had this terrible vision of going to see Nefeli and then finding that she wasn't at Round Table Hold and thinking, well, how am I going to get the Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone? So I went back to Farum Azula and I fought the dragon that drops one. But I did that between streams thinking, oh yeah, we can start the next stream by just upgrading the Arbalest fully, and then I didn't. So I guess we need to shoot one more bird and then we can upgrade it all the way, but I didn't have enough runes for that. So yeah, I meant to I've been nerfing the Arbalest this whole time. Like, I meant to go back and do our final few upgrades because we got to upgrade the weapon to make it a god-killing weapon. Like, I think that should be enough. We beat Maliketh and Gideon without it being fully upgraded, yeah. Which is a little ridiculous. But yes, at least we realize now. There it is. Level 25. Hashtag Arbalest. 308 physical damage. The maximum it can possibly do. Like, right hand attack power 393. That's possibly the lowest it's ever been. Going into the final boss fight. Gideon doesn't, like, leave anything in here, does he? No, of course not. Cheapskate. I guess he leaves it all out there, right? We got hold of the all-knowing staff and everything. So that should hopefully improve our chances. Man, I can't believe I almost missed that. We've got 3 bosses left to fight. Let us sketch our way up here. Grab this. Touch Grace. Managing quite well, it's impressive. I mean, yeah, a few extra levels on the Arbalest is not going to do a ton, but it's going to be better than nothing, and all of that damage is going to add up. There's only one way to beat the boss, and it's by dealing damage, so... Sorry, 2 seconds. Okay, sorry, 2 seconds. Let's get Golden Vow. And Godfrey.
It's been a long while, Morgoth. Long and hard didst thou fight, tarnished warrior, spurned by the grace of gold. Be assured, the Elden Ring resteth close at hand.
I'm taking this opportunity to drink as much as possible. Because I will need concentration.
Alas, I am returned.
I'll be able to take a sip of tea mid-fight on this one.
To be granted audience once more.
I want that axe. If I don't get the Axe of Godfrey on the randomizer run, we might bring back one of the previous characters who's beaten Godfrey to do a New Game Plus run instead of having to play through the whole game really quick and then come back and do New Game Plus for Axe of Godfrey. I'm going to try the Mimic Tear right at the start of this fight. And we'll see how this goes. I don't hate the amount of damage we've done so far. But again, he just walks into it instead of taking any kind of issue with it. So now he does his roar. All of the stomps become shockwaves. And we build up more bleed for phase 2. I keep forgetting about the shockwave when I'm at range and trying to fire on him, so that's my bad. Nice. Shot him point blank. We'll watch the Horror Loux cutscene as well.
That will be all. Thou didst me good service, Sirach.
Jumping to dodge always seems so much cooler than rolling. Yeah, I never used to do it all that much, and then I saw a couple of people doing this fight, and I realized I needed to mix jumping and rolling a lot more. So I do it a lot more now. Like, a couple of people have pointed out that there's some attacks in the Maliketh fight that are like blades coming up from the ground that you can jump quite easily too, so I still whiff those sometimes, but the jumps are kind of handy.
I've given thee courtesy enough.
Amazing how vulnerable he is to bleed, considering he's covered in blood already. Now we see how well the Bull Goat's armor does against former pro wrestler Hoarah Loux.
Now I fight as Hoarah Loux. Warrior!
Now I fight as hashtag Arbalest. And Mimic Tier. Oh, yikes. What happened there? It's like an entire graphical spike just happened. I always think that's going to be like a shockwave instead of the, the, like, wild ground excavation thing he does. Okay. Mimic Tier's getting grabbed. Dang it. I never know when his hitbox becomes effective again after that, because the grab always makes him, like, temporarily have a lot of iframes. Yeah, I always think of it being that attack, not the other one. Right, Mimic Tier's dead. I need to do my best to bleed this guy. I need to heal too. Oh yeah, of course. Shockwave start again. What the heck? What was that movement? I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Getting powerbombed as per usual. But that was only like a third of my health bar, which is kind of wild. I still can't dodge it, though. I still don't know how to dodge it. Yeah, that was hilarious. Okay, let's go again. I think we will keep the rune arcs coming just because once we get to Radagon and Elden Beast, we're gonna not worry about them so much. Down to the last quarter of his health? Yeah. I think honestly Bleed Bolts are still the play. And try and keep Mimic Tier alive for longer, but Mimic Tier is terrible at dodging grabs, so we can't really do a whole lot about that. The amount of early damage we're able to do there is still pretty solid for a crossbow. Considering that two-handing a crossbow does no extra damage as well, I think the Jellyfish Shield is such a good call for this fight. Okay, okay, not bad. Sorry I'm not really commentating as much of this as I should be, but... Okay, wait for him to finish grabbing, re-up the buffs. He just kicks the Mimic Tear. That's so funny. Yep, okay. Mimic Tear does not take nearly as much damage from that attack as I do. Need to re-up Contagious Fury if we can. Speaking of Contagious Fury, this guy's got a lot of that. Shoot him in the butt with the bleed arrows again. Okay, managed to dodge it that time. Nice, good bleed damage. Okay, that one I couldn't time properly because he was up in my face and I didn't see him, like, moving at me as clearly. Thankfully, the Mimic Tear is still around doing tons of damage. Yes, yes. Okay. Vengeance for Mimic Tear! Dang it. I didn't time the crossbow shot right. And he powerbombed me anyway. There we go. Okay. Okay, that was not too bad. Once we got there, it was not too bad. Hilarious, dude. I tried to get all dramatic about the Mimic Tear, and look where that got us. We get some extra holy damage if we put points into Arcane. Or we get some holy resistance, rather. I feel like having 2 points into Arcane might actually be a good play for the next couple of fights. The amount of holy damage you take. And we're not going to need bleed arrows anymore, so we're going to switch out for fire and possibly even, like, lightning or something. But then we do have explosive bolts too, which do fire damage, so those wouldn't be bad for Radagon. Explosives on 1, fire on 2, maybe? Gagby2, thanks so much for gifting 5 subs. Very kind of you, thank you very much. See a couple of familiar names in that list as well. Really appreciate it, thank you so much. Right, I'm going to take a quick trip to the bathroom before we do this, because, yeah, I won't want to stop the boss rush once it starts, so... Alright, folks, stick around. I'll be back in just a few seconds' time. Okay, we're back. The chair is a bleed build user? I sure hope not. I gotta sit on the chair. It's not the Iron Throne. Okay. Let's see how much damage we can do to Radagon. This is always the worst when you're a ranged build because Radagon parries projectiles from both magic users and bow users, but with the Mimic tier, at least I think we have a chance. I think we'll need the mixed physic for Radagon and not Elden Beast, so here comes the cutscene. Would the chair sit on the Iron Throne? It's a very good question. What a scene, dude. What a scene. Oh yeah, watch this. Radagon's your Marika. You thought it was blonde hair, but surprise! It was red hair. Just caught the light in a different way, you know? Radagon of the Red Order. Shing! So the question is, when do we summon the Mimic tier? I think we get a couple of shots in quickly here, and then he starts parrying, so that's when we summon Mimic tier. We got our health back up. We let Mimic tier fire off a couple of projectiles. And then I remember that counterattacks are the way to do this fight. Nice. Okay, yeah. Not bad. As soon as we see Mimic tier land that hit, we go again. He changed his mind there. Did you see that? We saw a guy change his mind in real time. Oh, dang it. He hit me. I don't think this is going to deal enough damage to kill, though. Thank you, Bullgoat's armor. Nice. Okay, this is probably hammer smash time. Oh, okay. Fair. Okay, Mimic Tear is probably not going to last until Elden Beast at this rate, but... we'll do our best here. Got to run interference for the Mimic Tear a little bit. Okay, yeah, I mistimed that one. Okay, comboed. It's a fair cop. It's a good strategy. Mimic Tear's dead. Well, not quite, but close. Oh, no, it is. It is. So this is just going to be about counters now. Which should be easy enough coming after attacks like this. 224. $191, okay. $199. Ouch. Forgot about the Nova. Dang it. The type of attempt that maybe gets us to Elden Beast, but practically speaking, not really. Because once we're at Elden Beast, what can we really do? With like 1 HP in a dream. Literally, I have 3 HP right now. 3 HP and absolutely no chance of doing this fight hitless. Waste bolts, but also practice? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We'll at least get the cutscene out of the way. Yeah, there's absolutely no way that the attacks like Elden Stars or whatever don't end up hitting me at some stage. At which point I have literally no way of defending myself. This is the one. Shut up, Mayponix. Shut up. Yeah, that Radagon fight is tough when you can only do a really fixed amount of damage. But I honestly think it might be slightly better to save the Mimic Tier until this fight. I don't know quite how we get through Radagon without Mimic Tier doing additional damage or drawing aggro, but it just becomes about counterattacking. This is a cool design, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't like this final boss because it sort of seems to come out of nowhere, and for a while it was a really annoying boss fight because you were running around after it and it's so big, but you can't, like, really keep up with it. But then they allowed you to ride the horse in this fight. Yep, there we go. They allowed you to ride the horse in this fight in a recent update, and that really changed the way that this fight works, the dynamics of it. Who can help you for the Fire Giant? I'm not sure if anybody in chat is willing to help out, is like in a position to help out, but, you know, just throw down a summon sign or get some spirit ashes. Yeah, we'll get the camera back. Camera doesn't need to go away now that we've seen all the cutscenes and whatnot. So, here we are again, back in it. Back once again with the ill behavior. Switch to lightning bolts for Elden Beast? That's probably a good idea, yeah. And now we can skip the cutscene and immediately fire. I decided on Mimic Tier for this just so we can get a little bit of extra damage done early. But I think I can probably distract Radagon pretty effectively. Which, you know, helps if Mimic Tier can land a shot after that, but... Yep, genuinely didn't know what happened there. It hit me and I exploded. What are the odds? Couldn't see what he was doing at that point, so... Maybe explosive arrows aren't it if it means that... I can't see what he's doing after that, you know? Go on, Mimic Tier. Get him. I gotta remember that there's still a follow attack after the stomp. Still a follow up after the stomp. This attempt was doomed anyway, so I figured just let that happen. Mimic Tier went shy all of a sudden. It's the problem when you give it a big shield but also a crossbow. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? I think this is the point at which Mimic Tier proves to be a little bit of a difficult collaborator because... It's good as a distraction in the other fights, but in this damage where you really want to be doing DPS, I feel like the Mimic Tier can't really do a ton with the equipment that we have. It can tank pretty well, but it's not going to do a whole lot else. So I sort of wonder if it's worth going and doing a dungeon where we can get, like, a pretty heavy-hitting summon. Or just let Radagon focus me for a while. Concentrate on dodging the attacks I know how to dodge. There goes my bubble. Or just not dodge at all, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so we can get him to about, like, 1/5 health. Just by myself. And I didn't really heal at all during that, so... Worth getting some of the craftable arrows? Honestly, I don't know. Because I don't really feel like the craftable arrows are going to help me all that much. We get a bit of Scarlet Rot out of some of them, but I really hate playing Keep Away and letting Scarlet Rot do the thing. Like, that's just not really my playstyle so much. Let's go again. Yeah, the problem is finding the right opening to reload when this fight is happening. That's a good opening, but he doesn't always do the follow-up. Yeah, I couldn't see what he was doing after the smoke. We're dead this time. Let's stick with Mimic Tier, I think. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we did get smithed quite hard that time. Well, last 3 rune arcs. Let's try and make them count. They're amazing, they are. He's like, healing? In my arena? Yes, Mimic Tear. Oh, ow, okay. Okay, he didn't roll at the right time, never mind. You can shoot him in midair though, which is kind of fun. Need to find an opening to heal here. There we go. He saw me for that one. He like looked over his shoulder as I did it. Still let it happen though, didn't he? Get him, Mimic Tear. Shoot him in the back. Okay, yeah, that one I didn't anticipate the follow-up. That time I didn't anticipate the follow-up being directed at me. Okay, mistimed the roll. Not terrible, though. Jellyfish shields. Okay, this time we get Smashy Hammer, I'm pretty sure. Okay, not terrible. Oh. Why are these bosses so thin? Honestly, I think this fight is just a DPS problem now. It's just that I can't do a ton of damage. We also don't get the opportunity to stagger him. Ow. If I didn't get hit by one of those attacks, I was going to get hit by the other one. I'm going to end up with 1 HP before Elden Beast again, aren't I? Assuming I even get that far. Yeah. Too bad Tish is such a pain to get. I get why, but also can we just have Tish? Yeah, I'm thinking either Tish or Redmane Knight Ogha might be slightly easier. I'm going to do a quick check-in here, because we just need something doing DPS, and Mimic Tier is not cutting it. I also want to use more summons anyway. But Redmane Knight Ogha is in War Dead Catacombs, which means we need to go and fight the... Oh wait, no we don't. It's just... It's not the reward from the boss fight, right? Oh no, it is the reward from the boss fight. Okay, because there's another... There's somebody doing like a whole series of flips there. There's another... summon in here, I think. Yeah, I know Tish has Destined Death as well, like as a Black Knife Assassin, but like... It involves doing all of Rani's quest today with just a crossbow. Like, that includes the Lake of Rot, that includes, like, then fighting Electo with a crossbow, which sucks. This just involves fighting a putrid tree spirit. Which we've already proven we can do once on this stream. Charm Forever, welcome in. How's the Mimic's ammo get determined? I'm pretty sure it just gives them max ammo. But usually the Mimic's equipment is determined by the player's equipment, so I presume if it's not, like, just give the Mimic tier 99 of everything, it's whatever ammo you have equipped. But it's only what you can physically get to without opening your inventory. Yeah, we'd have to fight Astel. We'd have to fight Electo. We'd have to fight the spectral version of Blythe, who's another NPC fight, so I'm pretty sure he rolls. This, at least I know I can get through this area pretty easily. I mean, we'll probably die a couple of times in here, but as long as I don't activate a rune arc, that's not a big deal. And I'm pretty tanky, so might not be as much of an issue. Plus, while we're in here, we can get some Glovewort, although I think the Ghost Glovewort will be needed to upgrade Ogha, and I need to go and get hold of some of that too. So we need to find ourselves all the way down here. Ignore the knight who's in that room at the end there. We drop through this. We run up here. It's not that either. We jump through this. We grab that. We pull this lever. Somewhere a heavy door has opened. It's down here. That was pretty clean. As long as we don't get caught in the crossfire here, I'm sure we'll be fine. We did a kick. I could probably summon Mimic Tear for this, even. So this is naturally going to be a little chaotic. And potentially Scarlet Rotty. But, you know, I think we'll manage. I've genuinely never had this much stamina and not needed this much stamina. Really wish we'd built more endurance into the Anvil Hammer character, because that build absolutely ate stamina whenever we attacked with anything. But this is all about equipment load, this endurance stat now, so... The Mimic Tear hasn't even taken that much damage. Oh yeah, it's grabbed him. It's grabbed him. There we go. Nice. Alright, that was easy. Another archer, my friends. So, Redmane Knight Ogha. Versed in the use of a great bow. He will attack immediately after being summoned, so... that'll be kind of useful for, the fight against Radagon if we summon him as soon as we get into the arena. I also don't know if he, like, has the ability to use a sword and just starts with a great bow or what, but we can at least give it a try. The main thing is, we need to go and get some Glovewort, because I used all of it to get hold of the Mimic Tear in the first place. So we might need to go and do a couple of far-flung areas of the game in order to get the upgrade material for Redmane Knight Ogha. Let's get the flaming bolts topped up. We've used a reasonable amount of the explosive ones, but not too much. But yeah, in terms of Glovewort, I've got Ghost Glovewort 3 and Ghost Glovewort 9. But, like, we might need to go down to Nokron in order to get more of the other stuff. Like, I think there's some around Ancestral Woods. I think we might need to go to Deep Roots. It's either that or Ainsel River, which is, like, up here, and we haven't gone here in several streams. And then, obviously, Rani's quest takes us that far. You know what? We can probably just warp here, grab the Fingerslayer Blade, take it to Rani, and have her depart. It's this one, isn't it? What's the rules of beating the game with every weapon? Like, is there a level cap I stop at? No, I just do whatever it takes to win, basically. Typically, the rule is just that the weapon has to feel like the star of the show. Like, I can't... Like, even with this crossbow, I'm trying to beat the bosses with just the crossbow and, like, summons and stuff. Instead of a crossbow and, like, having an offhand weapon and sneakily using the offhand weapon a little bit more. That kind of thing. Like, I'm trying my best to, I'm not destined to open that, apparently. Okay, cool. Well, I guess that means I'm leaving again. But yeah, I basically level up until it makes sense to stop. And there have definitely been moments where I've decided to just keep going. Farm runes off camera, that kind of thing. What's up, Josh? You've missed a couple of boss fights. We are basically at the final boss of the game. And I'm trying to make it easier for myself by gathering upgrade materials for a... Let's go to this one, actually. Gathering upgrade materials for a different summon, because the Mimic tier is only using my equipment, and my equipment is kind of bad. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. So we need to go and see if Rani is around. Even though it's the end of the game right now, I'm not certain what Rani's whole deal is once you've turned the capital to ash, but her quest is so removed from most of the other stuff that happens in the game that I'm hopeful... I'm kind of riding in the wrong direction here. I'm hopeful that we can at least go and meet her and get access to areas like Nocrun. Or to Noxtella, rather. Because that means slightly easier access to Gloveworts. Can I get up this way at all? Like, can I parkour to this rock and try and get up the cliffs that way? No, I guess not. Never mind. We'll go around. I never went up this way. I never even met, like, EG or anybody. Equip a great sword, summon the Mimic, switch back to the Arbalest. I don't have any weapons that are high enough upgraded, because I've only upgraded the Arbalest this whole run, so, like, I could give the Mimic a club, it wouldn't really do anything, you know? Once in a blue moon, they might stagger Radagon, but they wouldn't be dealing any damage. And I guess I have enough smithing stones to, like, change some stuff up, but... Hey man, how are you?
Well, I presume. Oh, I am an old crow here, perhaps.
Yeah, so he's still happy to chat, so I guess we could go up through here, do the Royal Knight Loretta fight. This feels like such a late stage of the game to be doing this. Have I collected somber smithing stones? You know, I don't think I have, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. What special weapons do I even have? What if we gave the Mimic tier, Falling Star Beastjaw or something? Could even give him a different crossbow. Jeez, that still scared me. I'm trying to avoid all of the trap hands and it still scared me. Excuse me. Yeah, like in terms of the other stuff I've got... The thing is, the Mimic's also going to scale off of my stats. And so, like, a Strength Faith weapon is probably going to work best. But, like, if I give it a sword that it can't use, then it's not really going to be that helpful, right? Or if it, like, makes the Mimic a heavy load and then it ends up heavy rolling. I don't know. I'm going to try to follow through with just using a different summon. Like, we beat Radagon with a bow and Latena before. So I like the idea of using the Redmane Knight summon here. I also wish there was a good place to go farming Ghost Glove Wart in the DLC. Because we do have access to the DLC. So, I mean, I could give the Mimic the Anvil Hammer, you know? Just think at this point that'd definitely make it a heavy load. I can also go over here and get the Golden Seed, which means 1 extra flask. If we find a couple more. Listen, pup, I don't really want to have to mess you up, so I'm going to keep running. And Villain 2.0, yeah. Imagine if you could set up, like, Spirit Ashes from your previous characters and, like, summon a character you'd played as before. How amazing would that be? Bye. I guess one of these wandering pages would make a pretty decent summon for the crossbow playthrough, considering their weapon set. That was almost a hitless Loretta. Exploding bolts, yep. That's the stuff. That's what we got. Would have been a great mechanic in the Dark Souls Ring City boss fight instead of another player being summoned. Oh, sure, yeah, but I suppose if you haven't played the game before, then it leaves you with no advantage, right? Hello, Adula. Time to find out if Rani's still here. I seek the hidden treasure of Nokron. Okay, be right back. Goes and gets it within, like, 30 seconds. Maybe in offline mode, yeah.
Oh, I believe it please Atani. I have no intriguing. Wilt thou? I am the that
Well, we can still do all of this.
I soured. But I require. I anticipate. Good. Art thou a wit left of go there to. I like thee. Heed not that. I'm sure thee.
So I guess we can go and talk to E.G. and Celavis. What if lifts took longer or shorter based on your equip load? That'd be hilarious. And also a really poorly made lift. They have a maximum carrying capacity for a reason.
Oh, you've defeated a grand again, the carrion eye.
I guess we do have to talk to Celavis.
Yes, I am. I don't know what since I asked. I am and pig should, if it were up to.
All right, bye.
In...
I reside in... Elden Ring lifts are not safe if the chain breaks on some of them. You just fall into an abyss? Absolutely. Okay, so now... Oh, the wolves have found me, okay. Sorry, my bad, my B. I'll be over here by these rocks if anyone needs me. There we go, okay. Genuinely never seen the text that says, like, you're not destined to open the box that has the Finger Slayer blade in it. That's really funny. Yeah. Don't worry about Celavis. We're not going to be seeing him for much longer. He literally dies after we do this. So we met him today and then he's served his purpose. So we get a great Ghost Glove Warp from that as well, which means we have summons plus 10. We've already got 9 and 10, so we need basically 4 through 8. I think all of which should be obtainable from just completing Rani's quest here. We don't even need to get to the Lake of Rot, I don't think. The guy just irks me? Yeah. Yeah, he's awful. For a variety of reasons. What is the Finger Slayer Blade? It's a quest item that Rani is after. Basically, it gives her the ability to kill the two fingers who have basically been controlling her fate the entire time.
Ah, not blood. Even in my... It is in my thanks soon must... Ah. My thanks. Strange... I am so... I must thank you, May. It was but...
Cool. We all done. We rest at the grace. Celavis dies. Yeah, we don't still have it in our key items because we gave it to Rani, but the two fingers have been trying to steer events for a while, and Rani is like, no, I'm done with that. So if we head out to Renna's Rise now, we should be able to teleport to Ainsel River. And from there we can just do a bit of Glovewort gathering and then upgrade Ogha and see how that works. Ogha will hopefully be able to do a little bit more damage than I am. And a lot of NPC summons or like summon spirit ashes have the ability to have their arrows track, which is better than the players do, unless you have Enchanted Shot. So, here we are down here. We're not going to worry about Rani's quest from this point onwards. We are just going to head through here and gather some resources. We'll get the Grace. And I can't remember what... I'm pretty sure you get 5s and 6s from around here. And then Eternal City should have like 7s and 8s maybe. I wonder if there's any 4s around here. I think somewhere along this path you also get the bell bearings that let you buy some of the other Glovewort numbers. I'm not sure exactly where you get them, but... Casual malformed star, don't worry about it. I think that's a stone sword key. We need this plant over here. God, the hail's really bad today. Oh, that's a Ghost 6. Okay, good. Smithing stone 4. Shooting explosive bolts at this thing is actually really satisfying. I feel like so often I have to, like, jump and swing at those things. That's a 6 and a 7. Okay, where do we get 5s? I think maybe Ainsel River Main. Or is this Ainsel River Main? I forget. Well, let's stroll on through here and get an 8 at least, because I know there's going to be 8s down here somewhere. Apologies for anybody who dislikes ants, by the way, because here they are in large numbers. More golden runes, more shield grease. Incredible. Ooh, Palace Ruins. Is this going to be an 8? 6 again, okay. What is Herba and Dukist Herba used to craft? I forget exactly. I think it's just like one of the grease items, maybe. I really wish you could use your horse around here. Gosh, that's a maneuver you just did right there. All for a Glovewort I didn't need. They're everywhere. They're everywhere, these guys. All these Night Maidens and... Okay, I know there's one further down here. I think it's like right past these squishies. Yeah, it's this one here. Having near infinite stamina, just being able to roll all of that is actually quite nice. So that's everything we should need from down here. Unfortunately, I can't warp out when I'm surrounded by garbage. But I think... Oh god, there's some there as well. Trying to find a quiet corner that I can leave. Yeah, okay. So if we go to here... The ants are mind-controlled and can be broken free of it by inflicting them with sleep. Who has the time? I think that's the funniest part, is these like little hidden strategies that are really cool in theory, but in practice it's easier to just like kill stuff. It's a thing that can happen. Yeah, I know. It's cool, that stuff. Yeah, I guess let's go down to the other part of Ainsel River to see if we can get hold of some Ghost Glove Warp 4 and 5, I think is what we need now. Not been up this half of the map nearly at all. If we do all of this and then the summon turns out to be garbage, I will just upgrade a sword, but... I'm trying not to, guys. Yeah, this way. I swear this area I just don't come to hardly at all. But there's like little stuff like this tucked away in all of the corners of the map that are so fun and interesting, and we will get to them on future playthroughs. Like, I'm not certain if we need anything from down here in the Astrologer's Staff playthrough. I don't know if there's, like, a spell that's down here, aside from... There's an incantation you get from beating the Dragon Kitten Soldier down here, but I don't recall if there's any, like, glintstone sorceries or anything here. Return from attacking a Bramblebush. How's it going? This is going well. I've also been attacking some large flora, I guess, if you count the Erd Tree in that. But, yeah, right now we are looking for upgrade materials to hopefully acquire or level up a summon that's going to help us beat the final boss. Because right now I am in territory where I can get to the Elden Beast with maybe, like, a couple of flasks left, but then my Mimic Tear is dead and I can't beat it. So I kind of need to come up with a summon that's going to be more useful than one that just creates a clone of myself with all of my equipment, because my equipment is apparently not up to the challenge. What is this one? That's a Ghost Glove Warp 1, okay. Well, we need one of those anyway, so at least that means we don't have to buy one. Grab this grace while we can. There are checklists that exist out there that keep track of how many of the sites of grace that you found, in case you want to activate all of them on a playthrough. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever been to every site of grace in the game. I don't know if that should be an objective for a future playthrough, because it seems kind of trivial, but like... It's something we can track if we want to, I guess. Yeah, there's like smithing stones and stuff down here, but I don't know of anything else that we will need from down here. Where are the rest of the Gloveworts? I don't think any of them are, like, on corpses. Here's one. Ghost Glovewort 2. Okay, another one we don't need to buy. Make sure your weapon was fully leveled up. Yeah, that's always a helpful thing to remember when you've got the hedge trimmers out. Let's take him to the blacksmith. I'm going to get the map while we're here, but I don't think this guy will sell me Ghost Glovewort or anything. Doesn't even have any bolts. Or any recipes for bolts. So I guess this area has about as many upgrade materials as Shifra River does. Because it's also one you can just get to without really completing any of the quest progression stuff. So maybe... It's another Ghost Glovewort 2. I wonder if going to Ancestral Woods would be better at this point. Oh, this has got to be one. This will be a 3. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. Let's look around Ancestral Woods. I don't think Mohgwyn has any of the lower level ones. I think they're all like 8s, 9s, and 10s that I've already got. I mean, there might be, I guess. But, like, in all of the nooks and crannies of this area, I feel like there should be 1 or 2. There's a Smithing Stone 5, which we could use if we need to. That's a Trina's Lily, so that's useless to me. Yeah, I just need 4s and 5s. I don't need any of the, the higher level ones. I will look it up in a second. Just to save me running around aimlessly. Superfast Fake, thanks so much for gifting a sub. It's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I felt sure there should be some around here, but I don't know exactly where. My brain wants to say by the stairs here. It's not helpful to me at all. And the base of these trees. Over by this. This guy over there who talks about Mohgwyn Palace. Now, I don't think there is one here after all. Right, well, I guess we can look for the site of the bell bearing that's going to get us 4s and 5s, because we have the one that gets us the first 3. So what we've got so far is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 4 and 5, and that's it. Yeah, let me quickly look that up. Ghost 4. Top waterfall in Shifra River. Directly east of Hallowhorn Grounds. That's the one I'm looking for. Up here. Get out of here with that. Aha! We found it. So that's 4. Now where is 5? Ghost 5. Found behind large stone building in Shifra River. Yep, we've done that one. In a submerged ruin north of the Ancestral Woods Site of Grace in Nokron. Oh, that one. I know which one it's talking about. Didn't realise there was a Glovewort 5 in there. Try and avoid the Red Wolf again. Why not get the Bell Bearing? Because I don't know exactly where that is. And at this point, all I need is the Glovewort, so... So this is the aforementioned submerged ruin. I assume this is the flower we need. Perfect. Okay, now we should be able to completely upgrade this Redmane Knight, and let's see if he's any good.
Don't worry. I'll continue, which is why his roots, he won't let his shackles hide.
Thankfully, I still have the budget for this. Alright, just barely. But we do have the budget for it. Let's go again. And he should start attacking immediately, apparently. So, we'll see how useful this is. We'll get the Mimic Tier. I guess we do need a higher FP for that. Can I get there with a Great Rune? How much FP did this guy need? 106. Oh no. So I guess we have to equip something that lets us have a higher FP. I don't know where you get the talismans for that right off the top of my head. So I guess maybe we could level up one more at the birds. Cool. Real clever. Just explode this bolt in front of my face. We saw nothing. Oh, and I hate it when the birds don't fully run off the cliff by the time I go and sit at the grace. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. What was it we didn't see? Don't worry about it. Honestly, Latenna would not have been a bad call, because at least I know how she behaves. Forget about it. Yeah, the problem now is if I can't beat Radagon in the next couple of attempts, then we won't be able to use this summon because the Great Rune is currently what's giving me this much FP. So we might either need to level mine some more or go find the talisman that increases my FP capacity just so we can summon him. Which, to be fair, I'm spending enough of this fight without full HP that swapping it for Ritual Sword Talisman is probably not the worst thing in the world. We could theoretically do something similar with Marika's Saw Seal, but I don't know where to get the... I think the Saw Seal is in the Halig Tree. I think the Scar Seal is in Shifra River behind the Dragonkin Soldier. Alright, one more bird should do it. Saw Seal sounds like a fancy term for a plaster, yeah. Marika's Band-Aid. So, one more into Mind, increases our FP by 4, which gets us a little closer on this attempt. I think we need to level up maybe 3 or 4 more times if this doesn't work out. Or find a talisman that will help. But either way, we now have enough FP to summon this guy. I'll have to do my buff routine outside first and then drink a flask. But then we should be good. We got 109. It's like barely it. Alright, let's do this. Okay, yeah, he's got a sword. That's good. Oh, he's got a sword and Lion's Claw. Incredible work. He got confused. I am concerned he might not last super long because if he's this aggressive, then Radagon might take him out kind of quickly, but that's why we've got to try and keep aggro. Get him, Ogha. Did you see him try to block that arrow, by the way? Oh, I thought I dodged that one. Okay, we've got him over here, so he's less likely to aggro on the summon, which is good. Oh, I tried my hardest to roll that. Ogha's trying his best. Get him. Oh, he did a guard counter. What a absolute legend. Yes, there we go. Okay, cool. Right, we've got 2 flasks left for Elden Beast, but at least we know this guy is up to the task. Let us do our best. I honestly don't see him surviving this part, but we'll find out, I guess. Also going to try and switch to lightning bolts, since I was told that these might do a little extra damage since we're in the water arena. Shout out to Redmane Knight Ogha, by the way. An absolute legend. I assume this is going to be centered on me. Yep, there we go. Where's the beast? I can't even use any of my buffs because I've spent all my FP summoning this guy. Okay. I don't know where Ogha is, but he really needs to start getting his butt in gear. Oh, ouch. He's all the way over there on the other side of the arena. I think I was far enough away from him that his AI just wasn't active. There we go. Get your head in the game, Ogha. Yeah, I was sure one of those was going to come for me. I wasn't going to let my guard down until it did. Nice. That's right. Keep walking. Keep walking. Okay, this is another job for Torrent, I think. Yep. Amazing. The beast is right here. I was crouched then and I didn't realize it. Yes. Good. Ogha has done a ton of damage while that was happening. I'm going to heal. I need to. Can't afford to take a hit now. Oh, we're so close. Chat, we're so close to beating this thing with a crossbow. 2 more shots. 1 more shot. Let's go! Redmane Knight Ogha, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute legend. We walk together, you and I. You're like 7 feet tall. And I'm 5'6". But look at this, man. We've done it. Hashtag Arbalest. We are truly blessed today. We've managed to come in right under the wire. It was just hitting 6 o'clock here in the UK. Yeah, Redmane Knight Ogha is the new Elden Lord, but my friends, we have done it. We've beaten the game with a crossbow and a couple of summons. Oh, the dude 1469, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. I feel like we put the rest of this into endurance, or maybe enough mind. There we go. Let's at least get enough mind that we can summon our boy. Unbelievable. Now beat PCR. Get out of here. I don't even know if we're going to beat PCR on the next playthrough. We might get to that fight, and then Zloy will just be like, no, I'm done. That's what I'm expecting might happen. But friends, we are truly, on this day, hashtag Arbalest. What an epic playthrough, and what a ridiculous thing to do. Whew. Right, let's mend the Elden Ring. I'm going to take a couple of pictures on Steam during this, just so we can have that for the record. That was worth staying for? Uh-huh. I hope so. I hope so. Oh, shout out to the Bull Goat's armor set as well. Kind of incredible, to be honest with you. Although it is clipping through the horns somewhat. Age of Fracture. Our work here is done. We can finally rest. And on Tuesday, we'll be starting... You can't even see him. We'll be starting the Astrologer's Staff playthrough, in which my goal is to...
The fallen leaves tell a story. To
complete the game potentially with starter gear, although there's 1 or 2 weapons that I might get that are better with intelligence.
Elden Lord.
But we're starting Astrologer, and we'll have the Astrologer's Staff from the very beginning.
Across the fog, the lands between.
Yes, Exhaustion, this is the default ending when you get none of the optional quests done.
Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Alright. I'm sending this picture to Zloy XP. He will know what that means. In the meantime, Elden Ring. We did it. We beat the game again. That's the 9th attempt over. Right on time. Right on time, folks. We are not going to start New Game Plus with this character. Are you kidding me, dude? So, back at Round Table Hold, we're going to do what we traditionally do for these. I'm going to hide the camera again in a second because these are the stats for hashtag Arbalest. Level 155. Not quite the highest level character that we've had to beat the game with, but honestly, we needed the levels because we had to get 60 Vigor and 59 Endurance to be at the health level we are and to have the Bull Goat set equipped comfortably without fat rolling. 36 Strength is really just there for damage resistance, although 2 points in Arcane really helped. And then the Mind, we had to really upgrade at the last second just so we could get that summon in. But man, what a playthrough. Here are our final equipment. Here is our final equipment set, although we could maybe equip the full Bull Goat's helm for that as well. Because that's a guy who started as a Wretch and ended as the Elden Lord. Redmane Knight Ogha. Absolutely incredible, dude. Well, my friends, that is the end of playthrough number 9. Playthrough 10 is going to be a very special one. And I'm really looking forward to it. But the Arbalest, our first crossbow, equipped only with a kick skill. We don't have to worry about another crossbow until, I think, Creepus' Black Key crossbow, but there might be another one that's a crossbow in between. I'm not certain. But yeah, we have done it. We have done it. Let's get our final time. Honestly, 13 hours 49. Not bad. I think it was probably 13:45 because we spent a minute or two here just goofing around at the end. But let's review. Aaron G. Stone, 20 hours. Alan Bastarlord, 13.5. I mean, this was like 21 hours, really. 22 hours for our first ever bow playthrough with Jessica Albinoric. Albie Spellin, 14 hours, 33. Amogus was, for a while, our fastest run at 10:38. Ansbach's bow was 12:40. Dexper Rapier beat Amogus with a 10:13. And then, of course, probably my favorite playthrough so far, the Anvillain. We did have to level up the first 3 characters a bit higher, or at least I maybe didn't have to, but I did. So hashtag Arbalest honestly did pretty well. That's it. That's our stream for today. Thank you so much for hanging out, folks. I'm going to be sending you over to somebody else who is streaming here on Twitch, and that's where we'll end for today. I tell you what, let's go visit the Hot Dish. Dish is currently raising money for Starlight and is doing a crowd control Stardew Valley playthrough. This is going to be an absolute delight. So, yeah, I think Dish is raising money. I don't know if it's like all month or if it's just like a lot of fundraising efforts happening in the first little chunk of September here. But Dish is great. Occasionally uses adult language and has adult conversations. Potentially, since this looks like it's going to be a competition playing Stardew Valley, there's going to be a little bit of competitive language being used here. But yeah, thank you all again for the subs and the resubs today. Thank you so much for supporting these Elden Ring playthroughs. I'll be back on Tuesday starting the Astrologer's Staff playthrough as Loy XP, so hope to see you then. Until then, take care, have a good one. Bye for now.